Hey everyone, and welcome to English 101 on all online, winter quarter 2023. My name is Amber Lemire. I'm going to be your instructor, but you can just call me Amber. I'd prefer it. Just Amber. Let's talk a little bit about how to navigate this space. If you are watching this video, you likely are on the homepage in our Canvas course, or I put these weekly updates in the to-do list or the calendar, so they might pop up on the right-hand side in your Canvas space. I encourage you to move beyond the to-do list. For any of your classes, you'll miss a lot of valuable instruction and guidance if you're operating only from that to-do list. So maybe use that as a nice overview, but hop into your dashboard, actually get inside of our course and check it out a little bit. Click on some buttons and see where things live. As a pattern for this course, you will receive updates every week on Mondays by noon. And this week obviously is a little different because our quarter is starting on a funky date. But check that out. The update will typically almost every week have a video from me where I just express some follow-up from the week before, give a verbal rundown of what we're going to be up to, kind of how things are going, maybe address questions I'm getting asked, share fun tidbits. It could be anything, so don't miss the videos, and also enjoy the awkward thumbnails that YouTube produces for me. And underneath those videos, if you're looking at the full update, will be here's the workflow for the week headline, and then bullets saying what's due Tuesday, what's due Thursday, and what's due Sunday, which is our pattern for the course. That will have links that guide you directly to whatever you need in order to be able to complete the work. But if you're also someone who kind of knows how you like to maneuver through Canvas, modules will be available for you as well. That means there are multiple ways into the course. If you read the update for the week, I would love it if you would click on the heart. That doesn't mean that you love the update. You don't have to feel like you're giving me any sort of false sense of joy or praise. It just is one really easy way for you to say I was here. And sometimes I'll look at that number and be like, "Ooh, I only have 5 students who have checked in for the week." So if you would please get into the habit of just adding the heart, that gives me a sense for we're all present and being accounted for. It doesn't matter what time of day, but early in the week is best. You can also, on that tool that I use to create these updates, it's called Padlet, you can write a reply. Typically, this is shared across all of my 101 courses, but you guys are the only ones. So it does appear anonymous. If you want to add your name, that's fine. Just note that that is a public reply space. So ask questions if you think they're beneficial to the whole group. And if you have something private, email me at lemire@lowercolumbia.edu or inside of Canvas on the left-hand side for the mail, where the mail icon is. Okay, but more on that is in the syllabus too, so if you ever feel a little lost with that, you can always refer back to the syllabus. All right, now the syllabus. This is your first thing to do this week, is to check that out. It's on what I call my course website, lemire.weebly.com. And there are 4 pages to the syllabus. Let me just double check and run you through those. So the 4 pages are your instructor, about English 101, workflow and grades, and support and services. So go ahead and give all of those a preview, and then refer back to the syllabus as much as possible, or as much as you need throughout the quarter. It really is like a landing space, a structure for how the course should run down or shake out, or whatever you want to say. Now, I'm just assuming you're doing this. You don't have to complete anything to show me that you did, but a lot of times questions indicate whether or not you've read it. And I'd like you to do it by the end of the week for sure, but I kind of plotted that it'd be a good thing to complete by Thursday. Along with that, complete the composition advising survey. And that is just a questionnaire. And as you look at it, I think I talk about this in the survey itself, but you might think, why does she want this information and what is she going to do with it? And you don't know me yet, but I do promise that my intentions are merely to support and to help you. So I'm not trying to ask you these things to figure out, who has a leg up and who's going to struggle. It's really just who needs what kind of attention and in what kinds of ways. I've discovered through the many years of teaching English composition that the information I'm asking in this survey is stuff that I've found out too late in the quarter. And if I would have known it earlier, I could have created a better working relationship with my students in order to come up with game plans and solutions and really just aim for success together. But that said, if you're still just struggling with the questions and you're concerned or you want to ask questions about the questions, reach out. That's going to be a repetitive phrase from me, is just reach out. All right, when you complete that, if you're someone who likes an immediate, conversation about whatever you submitted, it doesn't fit like that into my workflow. If I see something that needs immediate attention, I will reach out to you. Otherwise, just expect that I will be commenting on your responses in responses to your bios and other stuff. So it'll all kind of get lumped together and you'll hear from me soon. Now, that kind of covers what you could be working on right away, but the first actual assignment that you will submit, that you will create, your first piece of writing as a freelancer, which more on that later, but in this English 101 class, I'm the editor, you guys are freelancers, you're working as a part of a writing team. Your first writing project will be to write a journalist bio or just a bio. And this will be in a Canvas discussion board, and it'll be a way for us to get to know one another, but also just to kind of get the rust off and really start working through our writing process and really just being brave, exercising that bravery muscle, that writing muscle. And that will be... that bio is going to be due on Sunday. So you have a little bit of time to craft it and review the instructions and make sure you're meeting all of that. Then you're welcome to start replying to each other immediately, but I want that to kind of just sit there and let's scaffold this and take it one bit at a time. By Thursday, you have a pretty big piece to mull over. And I say big because you're going to be pitching writing projects for the whole quarter. So it's a chance for you to say, this is who I am in your bio, and then to really reflect on what kind of writing would you as a unique person want to do as a freelancer. So there is a lot of video content, a lot of writing for you to review in order to inspire and guide you toward crafting those pitches. But I want you to know, most importantly, that you'll submit your bios by Sunday, and then you will edit that bio and add at the bottom 2 to 3 pitches for the whole quarter, things you might want to write about. That gives you time to think, to ponder, to self-reflect, to question the questions, to reach out to me, to talk to the people in your life if you feel like they might be helpful to you in terms of coming up with some ideas. And you'll post that Thursday, and then by the following Sunday, so a week and a half from today-ish, you will reply to all of it. So you will then take some time to look at other people's bios and pitches and then make connections with them and comment on the ideas that they've posed in terms of what they might like to write about. And then hopefully, this is more on it later, but hopefully all of this will help you to decide, where do you want to begin? What writing project would you want to tackle first? So with that kind of schedule for the week out of the way, let's go back to some basics about our class. Like I said earlier, it's an online class, and so I'll be available for Zoom meetings upon request, any like regular hour, 9 to 4, Monday through Thursday mostly, with some Friday times 2. If you need something outside of that, email me. Let's try to make a plan. I can sometimes do that. I'm really experimenting with flexibility, especially in this post-COVID world, and just noticing that students have diverse schedules and diverse life circumstances. And so I would like to stretch myself as much as possible to meet you guys where you're at. That said, if you're someone who benefits from meeting in person, I do have an office, I'm in it right now, in the Applied Arts building. I'm in room 147. And just like with the Zoom meetings, I'd love it if you set something up in advance. It's not a guarantee that I'm here for consistent times or hours. I have meetings and other classes and things that I need to be present for. So just shoot an email and I will do my best to set up a time to meet with you in person. Whatever works for you, just kind of keep me informed. So one of the awesome things about online learning for you guys, and I know this, I did a lot of online degree earning, is that you can work on this class in your own time. If you work night shifts, you can work during your breaks at work at 3 a.m. Or, if you have kids and you can't do your work until they go to bed, then you have that ability to work in your PJs, to work in your car while someone else is driving and you have a hotspot. I don't know. Maybe you can only get your work done like during the week and not during the weekend. Everyone has different stuff. But even though I have like certain times that I'll be available, I just want to encourage you, whenever you're working, whenever you have the thought, send the email. I've heard people say, I didn't want to bug you at 3 a.m. I promise you I'm not being bugged. I have all that stuff turned off. I work when I want to work, and you should work when you want to work. And the stuff online can just live there, and we will get to it when we can. So have your boundaries, I'll have mine, but send the emails by all means. I hope that you will find me just in general this quarter to be someone who is flexible, helpful, supportive, and encouraging. Those are kind of the ideals that I'm trying to operate with, and the things that I'm trying to express to you most. I really want this course to be customized to your learning style. Now, all of that said, to accomplish that, to really convey that across this online space, it's going to take a little bit of time. So be patient with me as I get to know you, as I just tweak and tailor things to meet the unique needs of this group, which you're a different group than the quarter before. And like I said, that always takes just a little bit of time. And I don't know about you guys, maybe this doesn't matter, but I share it because it used to matter to me a lot as a student. I always wondered, what is this instructor's agenda? What are they trying to accomplish? What's their angle? So I want to tell you mine. And it doesn't have to be met. I don't expect you to meet it. I just want to be transparent and share with you, what is my personality and where am I coming from? Honestly, the thing that makes me feel the most fulfilled as a teacher, something I've learned about me, is that at the end of the quarter, if I have students who say that they are proud of their own work, that when they look at their work, they feel good about it, I feel like I have accomplished the most important thing for the course. And to me, it doesn't matter what I think about it, what other people think about it. If you, at the end of the quarter, think, I'm really proud of what I accomplished, I'm surprised by what I was able to accomplish, I feel good about the time that I invested, I'm pleased with what I'm taking away, that matters to me so much, and it overwrites everything else. But again, I don't put that out there to say, like, you need to make me feel that way. That's not it at all. I just think there's something really powerful about transparency. All right, I have a few more things to say about our learning atmosphere and kind of the culture of my classroom. So I want to share that and then close this out. Number one, since we are learning online, we lose body language. A colleague of mine shared that 80% of communication is nonverbal. We just lost that, which means we have to experiment with how to articulate ourselves clearly and respectfully. You might experiment a little bit with not being so sterile or stuffy or writing professionally. Sometimes when we're online and it's all typed, our voice changes. Try to be you. Try to use maybe some even informal language in our discussion spaces to really make this feel like what it would feel like if we were in person. It's an active learning space. That means that you're going to be engaging a lot with others. You're going to be sharing your work. And I just want to say that up front because everything you write, I'm pondering, like most of what you write will be shown to each other. And I strongly encourage you, therefore, just reflect on your personal boundaries. What are you personally comfortable exposing and presenting to others, and what would you like to keep private? No one is pushing you. You just need to self-reflect and decide what is a good boundary for you so that you can feel free and comfortable in this space. The other thing about sharing with others is that I want you to learn from me. Of course, I'm going to be giving you guys my best so that you can be drawing from me as a resource. But you're surrounded by all these people who can be resources as well. And I'm a finite resource. Why not engage with and open your mind to the idea that your peer might have something to say that you can learn from as well? When we write in the real world, we write for audiences, not one person. Even if that one person is a qualified writing instructor, that is not enough to simulate what writing in the real world is like. Writing for audiences, diverse perspectives and feelings. So one person likes something, the other person hates it. One person thinks it's clear, the other person is confused about it. Having that multitude of voices responding to your work is going to produce a more realistic experience that is true to writing environments in the world around us. Really, if you can, just start to open up to that, and just know that this can be a really cool experience if you guys embrace that community angle. Yes, you are going to have to build a little bit of trust and comfort in order for that to be meaningful. And I think one way we can do that is ask ourselves, how can I make this a place that others might be excited to come to? How can I treat others in such a way that would make them feel excited to show up? Maybe what can I write about that would make others excited to be in this space with me? And if we set that tone from ourselves and what we can control, hopefully others will follow suit and we'll shape something really neat together. You are going to have to inquire of each other and learn about each other if you are going to create that kind of an atmosphere. And we have that golden rule in our culture, you could say, that treat others how you would like to be treated. But in order to create what I'm talking about, we're going to have to attempt to treat others how they would like to be treated. So what makes you feel respected? What makes you feel heard? What makes you feel like you can be free to express yourself? And it will be imperfect, but if we aim for that, again, I think we can do something really cool. And what we're trying to do in all of this, I think I've kind of said it, but I want to reiterate it, is we're trying to produce knowledge together. Not just find knowledge, not just show up and absorb knowledge that an instructor has pre-prepared, but actually create it. Perhaps knowledge that is going to be created this quarter that I've never seen created in previous quarters, because this is a new group of people. So vulnerability and that like respect of each other will open up the way for thought-provoking conversations. And thought-provoking conversations, if they go on long enough and authentically enough, are going to produce knowledge. And that's what awaits us. So if something happens where someone is a bully in this space, there is a process where you can be sent and reported to the VP of Student Services. And that sounds maybe like a weird thing to say in the middle of all of this, but I will caveat that I have never had to report a bully to Student Services, and yet the very presence of a process is sometimes what makes certain people feel at ease, like, oh, there's a plan in place just in case things get silly. And I will resort to that if need be, but I'm also pretty confident that that may never happen, and that is awesome to me. Here is a list of things that you can do to just sum up in your mind how to be successful here. Show up, check the updates, read the stuff, greet people, make it clear that you're here and they're here and you see them. Participate in a timely manner. That way we can really feel like you're here. And bring some substance, have something to say, maybe take a risk. encourage others when they speak so that they'll continue speaking. That kind of ties in with listen. How do you express active listening in an online environment? Ponder that. Experiment with it. Pay attention to the little details. Don't be a jerk. Duh. And choose as much as possible to enjoy the handful of hours that you spend here. You can make this a fun experience by what you bring to it. I will reiterate in closing that one of the things I want to present to you guys, one of the ways that I want to present myself, is as someone who is flexible. I've been a student before. I've been a worker for a long time too. There are seasons, there are events, there are things that pop up that throw us off. And maybe we lose our way, you could say. So if you start strong but lose your way, don't let shame or embarrassment or self-punishment or whatever that stuff is, don't let that get in the way. Reread the syllabus. Remember that I am flexible and there are nets installed to catch you. And it's better to ask than disappear. You might find that this flexibility or this sense of support is mirrored in the way I will be grading this quarter, which is also very unique. I'm actually working with a pilot project at the state level. There are like 80 other English faculty members who are doing this, and we are trying to create a system that is more rewarding and less punitive, something that will embrace create an environment where writers are more willing to take risks and experiment with their own voices. So more on that in the syllabus. But again, there should be a lot of stuff in place to help you succeed as a unique learner. And I am so looking forward to being done with this video now and just moving into the meat of the course with you guys. So again, reach out if you need anything. Call me Amber. Have a great week. I'm also here to just be a support in general, not just for this class. And now you know my name and where to find me. All right, talk to you guys soon.